You know, the one thing that baffles a lot of people over here in the United Kingdom, particularly in the world that we're currently now living in, is the fact that the hapless Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer, had 14 years essentially to come up with the creme de la creme of people to help run and govern this country. And who did we get? Well, we've got a list of women so far, right from Louise Haigh to only yesterday, of course, the Housing Minister being, well, she resigned, but they pushed her out basically because, well, she was corrupt. It's as simple as that. She did the thing that apparently the government were against, which was turfing out her tenants and hiking the rent. But of course, she felt that she was becoming a distraction. No, really? And this is the problem that you have from everybody from Nick Brown, who we've never heard from, literally from the British Prime Minister, even though, of course, he's transparent. And if you remember at the very start of his premiership, he said the grown-ups are now in the room. And in the infamous Rose Garden at number 10 Downing Street, he also suggested, oh, just call me Keir. You know, no, he insists now on being called Prime Minister at every personal interview. Oh, yes, power does that to people. But now, as his popularity and the party fades, they've decided to do this. But the thing is, would you? Morning, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's a funny game, isn't it, politics? Nice to see you. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers, by the way. I find these stories incredible because if you're in business, you'd just be fired straight away. Why do you need to have time to think about it and then offer your resignation letter? We're talking, of course, about the Housing Minister, who literally, as I say, terrible woman. And the bottom line was she's kind of forced out, according to an excellent source, seems like Ange, the Deputy Prime Minister. Well, you know, it's all sort of in line with her house building, isn't it? So it doesn't look particularly good. But as I said, there's a long list of people, all women, by the way. So seemingly, does Keir Starmer have a problem with women? Well, they're looking for a problem because now they need to up the funds of the Labour Party. Can't imagine why with Rachel Reeves doing the figures, can you? I mean, after all, this is a woman who didn't see a problem with the minister that just resigned. You get the picture. Now, again, here's where this gets interesting for me because now, how would you fancy, say, having a breakfast with Rachel Reeves, or if that's not up to your fancy, what about the Deputy British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Angela Rayner? Maybe Sadiq Khan. I mean, would you fancy breakfast with him? This is now what the government are doing, which of course they berated the previous government for, which is funding. Now, for astronomical fees like £7,000, many people might suggest that is cash for access, of course, as ever, allegedly. But the bottom line is you can sit down and have a one-to-one meeting with someone to discuss the worries and the fears that perhaps are going on. And what happens in these events, and I'm right, Keir, is that of course you might then want to donate to the party because after all, they've given you their time and you know, you've showed them your worries and fears, they've aligned those and consequently nothing's free, including a breakfast. But the idea about this, and this is where I find this fascinating, is that in the world that everything's literally crumbling, and now we're going to have more taxes, people are losing their jobs hands over fist, more businesses are crumbling at the rate of knots, and multimillionaires have now decided to quit the United Kingdom simply because of the ridiculous way that the country's been run. What do you want to do? Go out and splash more money to sit with the very people that are absolutely making a complete hash of this particular country. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to discuss this, yes, Yvette Cooper's not available for this so far. No, she's too busy stopping the boats, but she can't tell you how many boats that she stopped, or indeed the new one-in, one-out deal with President Macron, because, well, it's a pilot stage at the moment. No, she can't share that particular information, meaning an absolute shambles. But of course, if you're a person with money and you just fancy a picture with Ange, probably looking her best in one of her designer outfits, possibly even sat in, of course, number 10 Downing Street, depending on how much you wish to pay, then this could be an excellent way of starting your day. But again, maybe you'd rather just look into your own porridge and wonder exactly where did it all go so badly wrong. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.